Out how to sell on Amazon US from anywhere in the world. So if you're interested in watching that and learning more, then you definitely need to be watching this video. Hi, in case this is your first time of seeing me, my name is Kome, and I have been selling on Amazon for the past 4 years. And I've had the opportunity to sell on Amazon in the UK, in Canada, and in the US. And of course, I can tell you that of the three marketplaces, the Amazon US is definitely the biggest of them all and is definitely the market that we all aspire to sell on. So, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down all the steps that you need to take to sell on Amazon US wherever in the world you are. Because, well, there are a few reasons you want to sell in the US, right? The first one, which is also the most obvious reason, is that Amazon US is the biggest marketplace of them all. And so, for anybody who is interested in making a lot of money on Amazon and basically establishing a business that's going to be sustainable, that is going to be able to, make enough income on a monthly basis, then the US market is definitely a great market to sell in. Well, the second reason is that the Amazon US is, the market where make you generate income in US dollars, and of course US dollars is one of the strongest currencies in the world. So if that's not a reason to make money on Amazon US, I don't know a better reason, right? So for me, who is currently in Canada, selling in the US is definitely a bonus because we're right across the border, but it is, it still comes with its own challenges. It still comes with its own, difficulties. And when I first moved to when I first moved to Calgary from the UK, the first question that I had was, well, how do I get stuff across the border to the US? And how do I start selling in the US? And everywhere I went, well, nobody could really answer my questions of how do I sell on Amazon US, which is why I'm doing this video to sort of help people out there who have the same questions that I had, and hopefully this is going to really, really help you in getting one step closer to what you want. So the first thing you really want to know is when it comes to selling on Amazon US, the process is not much different from your local market. So whether you're in the UK and you want to sell in the US, or you're in Canada and you want to sell in the US, or maybe you are anywhere in the world, the process is not much different. So I want you to pay attention because I'm going to run very quickly through the different stages that you need to go through so that you can start selling in the US. So the first thing is we need to go through the registration process. And this is where a lot of people start to doubt themselves. Well, so I live in the UK, can I sell in the US and things like that? Well, if you have any questions about whether you can or cannot sell in the US, the first thing you want to do is check the Amazon website where it says sign up to register to sell on Amazon. You want to go there and you want to check the list of eligible countries. There are a few countries that I can tell you straight away that you are eligible. So if you're a Canadian, if you're a British person, if you are a European, if you are, for example, in a few African countries that I know, if you're in Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana, you can actually sell on Amazon US. So, but the first step is go and check if your country is eligible. Now, once your country is eligible and you've established the fact that Amazon actually welcomes you to be one of the sellers, then the next thing you want to do is you want to sign up to be a seller. The process is very simple, and I'm going to put the link in this video for you to be able to follow through. I also have a training video that actually walks you through step by step. It's a free training that walks you step by step through the entire process on how to sign up and what to do when you go to sign up. But that's the first step. You first check if you are eligible to sell, and then the next thing is you actually sign up on the Amazon US website to become a seller. And what does that mean? You go to amazon.com. So don't go to any other marketplace. You go to amazon.com, scroll right down to the bottom of the page and click on register to sell on Amazon. So that's the process. You go on to register, and basically they're going to ask you simple information about yourself, like your name, your address, your nationality, and things like that. And what some people do, which obviously gets them banned before they've even gotten started, is that they lie about their address and their nationality because they are worried that they won't be able to sell on Amazon. And that's a mistake, because if Amazon has already told you that you are eligible, regardless of what country you live in, and then you go on to tell a lie, then of course what you're saying to the platform is that you don't have the integrity that they're looking for in their sellers. And so you get banned before you even start the process. So be upfront, tell them about who you are, your name, your nationality, your address. Fill out that form as if it was, an educational form or something. Fill it out with all integrity. Now, once you sign up, you go through the entire process to sign up, and the next thing Amazon will ask you is, do you have credit card information, and do you have a bank account that they can pay into? If you are in any of the Western countries, so you're in the UK or you're in Canada, you really wouldn't have a problem with this. But let's assume that you're in a country in Africa. Well, what you're going to need is, you're going to be looking to open a bank account that is domiciled in US dollars, because you're going to be receiving your payment in USD. The second thing you need to have is need to have a Visa or MasterCard that is going to be in US dollars, so that you can also pay Amazon their fees. Once you have the two things ready, so the bank account in USD and the credit card or debit card in USD, then you are ready to open your seller's account and ready to start selling. So that's step two. The next thing that really holds people back is the logistics of selling on Amazon US when they're not physically there. And so recently I was sharing a story of my client who is based in Canada and was selling in the US. And well, people started to ask me about how she had been able to do that, or what the process is. And that's what I'm giving you in this video, right? It doesn't get more complicated than this. It's a very simple process. But the part that is always very challenging for most people is, well, if I don't live in the US, how am I going to be able to send my goods to Amazon website? And that's where we get a middleman that is called a prep center. So this is how it works. If you do not live in the US and you don't have anybody who lives in the US that can help you with your business, the best way for you to grow your business on Amazon US is for you to get the services of a prep center. So what you will do is, you will buy your products from your suppliers or from the store, and you will have the products delivered to the prep center, and the prep center will do the work of, preparing the products, sticking on the labels, packaging the products, and then they would send it off to Amazon, or they will book for UPS to come and pick up the products from them and then take it to Amazon. And this is where a lot of people miss it and just overcomplicate the whole process. When I meet a lot of people who have been interested in selling on Amazon US and who are looking for the best way to go about it, what they always think is that they need to package their products and physically ship the products all the way to the US. And that's the fastest way to get overwhelmed, discouraged. That's the fastest way for things to go wrong, for your products to get missing, or just generally a lot of stress that you do not need. And one of the key things about the US is that they have a lot of popular products, a lot of suppliers who are actually based in the US. And so it's very easy for you to buy products in the US and send it to your prep center for them to create the prepping for you, to do all the prepping for you, create the shipments for you, and send to Amazon. If what you are trying to do is send products from your country, say you're in Canada and you're trying to send products from Canada across the border to the US, that's just a lot of stress that you don't need. So instead, you need to do it in the US, find products in the US, and sell in the US. Let us talk about finding a prep center. There are thousands of prep centers in the US, simply because there are thousands of people all over the world who are selling on Amazon US and who need the services of prep centers. And so what they're doing basically is, if you are in the position where you want to learn or you want to sell on Amazon US, the best thing you need to do is go online and find a prep center. So go online, type it into Google and say you are looking for a US based prep center. Now, of course, you're going to need to go, call them, speak to them, make sure that they are the right prep center for you. And one of the things you need to be looking out for is the speed of which is the speed that they would use in preparing your products and sending them out to Amazon US. So some of the prep centers that I have seen since I started teaching, since I moved to Canada myself, they would promise you a 72 hours turnover. It means that if I send products to them today, by Thursday, my products will be on its way to Amazon without me ever going to the US or crossing the border or sending products across the border. None of that long stuff. My products will be out of the prep center within 72 hours. So even if I sent them 1,000 units of my products, that's the promise they've given me. 72 hours, it's going to be out of the door. So definitely you want to make sure that you're talking to the right prep center, that they are giving you the promise that is reasonable and sounds like something that you're willing to work with, and of course that they are not too expensive. So based on the range of prep centers that I have seen recently since I started looking and since I started helping my clients, is most prep centers will charge you between 50 cents per unit to $1.25 per unit. So it's either they're on the lower range and they're charging you 50 cents for every unit that they prep on your behalf, or they're charging you on the higher range, which is $1.25 per unit of product that you have. It means that if they're charging you about $1 for the product for each unit, if you had 1,000 products, then you will be paying your prep center $1,000 for doing the prep work for you. But what is really great about this is that it means that you can be anywhere in the world. You can be anywhere. You could be on a cruise ship, you could be somewhere else, you could be on holiday, you could be traveling the world, and your business will still keep running. So what happens is, once the prep center does it, they don't have to have complete access to your account. So please don't be giving anybody complete access to your account. That's just crazy. What they would do is they would ask to prep the products on your behalf. They would get something called third-party authorization to your Amazon account, so you can give that to them. Third-party authorization means that they are able to create shipments on your behalf, but they're not able to take over your accounts. They won't be able to do anything that is considered a security risk, like change your password or change your bank account details, nothing like that. But they'll be able to log into your Amazon account to do the back end shipment. Now, once they do the shipment, then they would order UPS to pick the products from them. So UPS is going to come pick the products, take them all the way to Amazon, and then your products are going to start selling on Amazon. Now, what happens as normal is that that's the only part of it that is a bit that's a bit different from if you were present in person in the US. Okay, so selling on Amazon US is the same way you would sell in your native market. So selling on Amazon US is the same if you were selling on Amazon UK or selling on Amazon Canada. It doesn't really matter. The only difference is that middleman prep center that needs to do the transfer to Amazon for you. But once it actually gets to Amazon, then your products go live as normal. Okay, and your products start to sell as normal. So what happens when you finish selling your consignment? You just repeat the process again and again and again, and just keep using your prep center. Now, one question that someone asked me is, can I change my prep center? Of course, these people are only providing a service to you. So if at any point in time you don't feel comfortable with the service they're offering you, or with their timelines, or with any part of their service at all, you can change your prep center. Okay, so that's what I really enjoy about being able to sell in the US. For a lot of my people, for a lot of my clients who are Canadians based in Canada, shout out to you guys. I know what it feels like when the Canadian market is quite smaller than the US. Okay, so let's be real here. Selling in Canada means that you're selling in a smaller market than any of the other marketplaces right now. And so, of course, it makes sense for you to want to sell on Amazon US. So what I tell them is don't bother about crossing the border. Use a prep center as normal. Pay them the fees that they've asked, whether it's $1, whether it's 50 cents, it doesn't really matter. Just calculate that when you calculate your so just calculate that when you calculate your fees as well. Okay. Uh, I know that there are people watching, so if you have any questions, definitely start to drop them so that I can answer your questions while I am here. Right. So if you have, and if you are yet to subscribe to the channel, this is a good time to subscribe. I've been bringing you information about Amazon, and it's something I'm going to continue doing. So definitely feel free to hit the subscription button as we go along. Okay. So the whole point of this process is when you get paid, Amazon is going to pay you in US dollars if the account that you put when you registered is an account that is based in USD. Let me say that again. If the account you used is based in US dollars, right? You're going to get paid in USD. If, for example, you're based in Canada and the account you use is a Canadian dollar account, what's going to happen is Amazon would show you how much you're about to get paid, but then they will do the conversion to Canadian dollar when you actually get paid. And sometimes that difference in exchange rates, it could work in your favor or it could work against you, depending on where you are and what markets, where exactly you are. So for us in Canada, the US dollar is obviously a stronger currency. So regardless of when the conversion comes, you always feel like you've gotten a whole lot money. But what I advise people to do is as time goes on, as you start to sell on Amazon US, it's very wise for you to go and open a bank account that is in US dollars. There are a couple of accounts or a couple of banks that you could go to. There is BMO, which allows you to open a US dollar account. There is also TD Bank, allows you to have a US dollar account, and they will treat it like normal. Now, RBC allows you to have a US dollar account, but guess what? It's not as easy to operate as the other two. So right now I have a TD US dollar account, and all these things just make it seamless and easy for you. There's some other organizations that have the opportunity for you to open a US based account. So you could do Transwise, you could also do there's another one I can't remember right now that I'll post in the link, but you could do Transwise and it would help you open a bank account that is based in US dollars. And so guys, this is really the way that you start to sell on Amazon. If you've started in your native market, then it's easy for you to just go back into seller accounts and just go to sell globally and add it in. If, however, you've never sold in the US or in any market, then you're going to be doing the registration from the beginning. So I just want to recap very quickly. The exact process that you need to take. So first of all, check your eligibility. There are countries that are eligible and you may not even know. So it depends on where you are. Nigeria is definitely eligible in case you're wondering. Canada, the UK, any part of the European Union, you are eligible to sell on Amazon US. So check your eligibility. I'm going to drop a link in the description that gives you the current list of countries that are eligible to sell on Amazon. The second thing you need to do is go through the registration process for you to be able to sell on Amazon. Okay. You need to go through the registration process, and as part of that registration process, Amazon is going to ask you for credit card information, a prep center that's going to do the middleman for you and have your goods transported to Amazon. Once you've done that, you just continue selling as normal on Amazon. So guys, this is the exact process. I'm looking forward to your comments on whether it's something you're definitely going to do and whether it's something you've started or it's something that you're definitely going to do. So I'll see you guys in my next video.